All right, what's up, guys? Today we're going to be unboxing the Logitech G403. Now, I bought this mouse because my Corsair Iron Claw RGB died. It was very unfortunate. I do like Corsair's keyboards and their RAM, but their headsets and their mouse I've just had problems with, and I might do a rant video on that later. So make sure to get subscribed so you guys see that video and why I like and dislike Corsair at the same time. But today's video, we are focusing on the Logitech G403. Logitech just came out with their G Pro Wireless Super Light. They took a couple grams off of the G Pro Wireless and they created an entirely new mouse, which is exactly the same, minus like 7 or 8 grams. This mouse is basically the G Pro Wireless with a wire and plus about 7 grams, which is probably the braided cable that's included with it. It has the same sensor. That's the Hero 25K. It is basically the same size, and it is 7 grams heavier, obviously. It has two Lightsync RGB zones instead of the G Pro Wireless, which has one. And then this mouse is not ambidextrous. So if you are left-handed, maybe go for the G Pro Wireless or the G Pro Wireless Super Light instead of the G403. I have heard people comment about the buttons, the little side buttons being different between the G403 and the G Pro Wireless. So if you like a stiffer button, I think the G Pro Wireless is more for you. And then if you like more of a larger button with more of uh, a springy click instead of a hard click, then G403 got you. But other than that, they look very similar. They're very similar in size, and the biggest difference is the price. So right now, the G403 is $49.99 on Amazon. It's usually $69.99. Nice. And the G Pro Wireless is $135. I'm not sure. I will have the link to both of them in the video description. You guys can go check out the prices for yourself. They do fluctuate a lot. So let's unbox it. I have already unboxed it, so there's no more tape. And you cannot blame Logitech for the wrap job of the cable because I did that. Just trying to rip the box too much, and I ripped it. Open it up. We have the mouse. We have a piece of cardboard with the Logitech G logo, and then papers, more papers, safety and warranty and setup. Um, little Logitech G logo thing. I think that's a startup guide and a sticker. So now that we have all of that in the box, let's take a look at the startup guide. So it's a little blue and black. Okay, it's just propaganda. They're trying to sell you their webcam. I'm actually using a Logitech webcam at the moment, which is kind of funny. I think it's the same one, the C922. Their speakers, their mouse pad, and their keyboard. It's just shilling it out. I do like the inclusion of a sticker. I mean, stickers are cool, obviously. And then I think this is just to separate the mouse between the paper. So let's throw that off to the side and let's take out the mouse. So it does come with an included 10-gram weight right here. I mean, it's a weight. I mean, it's a lot nicer than some mice. I know some mice will just give you like generic little tiny weights. This one's actually branded Logitech G, and it says 10 grams on the back. For a weight, it is nice. To put the weight in, there's a little magnetic thing right here. You push down, pull up, and then so it goes in the little flap, and then you stick it back in. And it only goes in one way. You can't like turn it around. It only goes in that way. The braided cable is nice. It's very long, and it does come with an included little cable tie for you. Let's take it out of the packaging here. So on the left side, it has a rubberized grip that kind of seamlessly transitions to the plastic body, and it also has rubberized grip on the right side as well. Um, the buttons do sound nice, like the little side buttons. They have a nice click to them. The left and right have the same amount of clickiness. And then the DPI button, it's kind of metallic. And the middle mouse sounds pretty plasticky, but the scroll wheel does feel nice. I like it. Let's compare it to the Iron Claw RGB for a second here. So you can see it's very pronounced, the rubberized grip on both sides. It's very grippy, but you can also hear the flex that this mouse has. It's very like plastic, cheap plastic that you can squeeze, and it makes these awful noise. Whereas the G403, I'm squeezing it, it doesn't flex. It doesn't flex, it doesn't make any noise. Only noise it makes is the clicks. And then the Iron Claw RGB, it does have some nice side clicks. Those are some clicky clicks. But then the left and right click are actually kind of mushy. They kind of have a click and then they keep going, which kind of feels bad, and that's kind of the reason why it broke. I was holding down the mouse button I was playing Rainbow Six Siege, and holding down the mouse button and it would stop actuating. So it would shoot and then it would stop shooting even though I was still holding down left click, and that was the reason why I switched. So back to the G403, it does have two lighting zones. So one right here, it is RGB, and then one inside the middle mouse scroll wheel. That one is also RGB and configurable through their G Pro software. The DPI button can be configured to anything from 100 to 25,600, same as the G Pro wireless because it does have the same sensor. It also has the same IPS and the same 40G acceleration that it can handle. And then these forward and back buttons can be programmable per game. So in their software, it can recognize what game you're playing, and then depending on that game, it can mimic some other button on your keyboard, or you can do a macro or anything like that. Or you can just use it as mouse 4 and mouse 5 like I do. And that way, in all of your games, it just shows as mouse 4 and mouse 5, and you can use that as melee and push to talk like me. Or you can do some Rainbow Six players who do left lean and right lean on their mouse, and they are psychopaths. But yeah, that is the mouse, and let's head over to the software. All right, so now that we're on the computer, let's open up the Logitech G Hub and see what we can do inside of the software. So when you open it up, it has a little logo and then it has your device. For me, it's the G403 Hero, and we're gonna click on that. It does show the lighting that you are using right now, so that's a cool little feature. And then obviously it stays even when you are in the settings. So on Lightsync, you have the primary and the logo. These are individual RGB lighting zones, the primary being the scroll wheel, and then the logo being the Logitech G logo. There are different effects. There's breathing, cycle, fixed. These are all normal RGB effects. There's also a new one, a screen sampler. So this can take a portion of your screen, sample it, and then try to mimic it with 1 or 2 RGB zones on your mouse. When we click on it, we get to click which part of the screen we want to sample from. So if we sample from top right, we can see the logo should change depending on what is in the screen sample. It's not really changing because I don't really have anything to put in there. It's just basically white. And then there's color boost settings, smoothing, and you can edit it and all of that stuff. So let's close that and go to audio visualizer. So this uses your default speakers, your output, and it tries to visualize the audio that you're listening to. We've probably all seen something similar to this. I like to keep mine on fixed because it matches my keyboard and my system. Next we have assignments. So these are commands. You can mimic keys. There's actions. So inside of Discord or OBS or Overwolf, you can do specific actions. You can deafen, mute, or capture replays and stuff. And then there's macros. You can create macros yourself. And then system keys and stuff like that. All of the keys are reprogrammable. So even the DPI cycle key can be changed to whatever you want it to be. I'm going to be doing this because I have no use for changing my DPI on the fly. I just use 800 all the time. Speaking of DPI, let's move on to the DPI. So dots per inch here, we have 100 all the way to 25,600. It is a bit ridiculous once you get there. I can't even control my mouse anymore, and there's really no use in doing this. 800 it feels nice for me, especially on a 1080p monitor, and in game that is what I use. You can change your DPI shift key to whatever you want, and then here's the polling rate. I'm running at 1,000 times per second, and that's because that is the fastest polling rate the G403 can do. If you go lower, you can actually feel the input lag, which kind of sucks. So stick to 1,000. It is the best option. On settings, you can see the firmware version, top right. There's onboard memory profiles, so if you want to download your lighting and your DPI to your mouse instead of using the G Hub software, you can do that. You can change whether DPI lighting is on or off, and then startup effect. I don't actually know what the startup effect is. It might be the animations within the software, or it may be a lighting startup effect that the mouse does itself. I haven't seen anything out of the ordinary, so if you guys can help me out with that, be sure to leave a comment and tell me what the startup effect is. Outside, we do have more settings. There's persistent profiles, language, desktop notifications. There's a tutorial, automatic updates. You can send feedback. You can check for updates. Choose whether it starts up with Windows. Turn off lighting after a while, and then allow games and applications to control illumination. You can also allow them to steal your data and error logs if you would like them to do that. And then there's some links that go to their website and other things like that. Oh, it doesn't go to the website. They have lighting effects made by the community that you can use yourself. So that's actually kind of cool. I did not know this. There's gaming profiles, and that one goes to the website. Okay, so I was half right. This one does go to the website. It's going to show you their new Pro X Super Light. But yeah, that is cool. They have community-made profiles that you can use, especially for keyboard lighting and stuff, because that can take a while to create, and then gaming profiles if you would like to use those as well. So if you guys like this video, make sure to hit like and get subscribed. If you want to hit that bell icon, it'll notify you when my new videos come out. And as always, I'll see you guys all later.